Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It's 2023.
Our first Monday grub bag of 2023.
Our first and our last.
We've now spanned 2 years of Monday grub bag.
Have we really? Oh,
Well, no.
yeah, in that way,
We've been doing it for like 6 months, but we've now spanned 2 years.
This is Monday Grub Bag, and it's not our last episode.
No.
This is a series where we answer all of your most burning questions.
Still doing this intro in the new year.
Questions about our love. Questions about
any questions?
Questions about my disability.
Okay.
Questions about the nature of things.
Any questions? And we get those questions from the comment sections of our Monday Grub Bag videos. So if you'd like to ask a question, you can do that below.
I have a few items of housekeeping.
Okay.
That will be very, very brief, but they're very important. First of all, I would like to issue an apology. A few weeks ago, in another Monday Grub Bag episode, I made a comment that I regret.
I know what you're talking about.
Liz Aylward, Hannah's mom,
Oh, man.
I am speaking to you.
This is heartbreaking.
I am sorry about the comments I made, the hurtful and wrong comments that I made about your participation in the survival of our houseplants.
My mom watched the video where someone said, "Who takes care of the plants?"
Wait, I'm going to put my head down in shame. Go ahead.
She heard the question, being asked, and she thought, "Aw, now my daughter and my son-in-law are going to talk about me. They're going to sing my praises." And Shane immediately gave my dad credit for the plants. If you watch the video, you can see me be like, "No, I think my mom does at least an equal amount."
Your dad is probably the main one.
My mom and my dad are pretty even.
Maybe they're even, yeah. But I feel like the plants are your dad's hobby.
Yeah.
Your mom is a assistant in that hobby.
But I didn't want to start a fight on camera because Shane seemed really sure.
So then I told her George's assistant.
My dad does very little with the plants. Like, he has, like I said, his calla lilies, his plants that he is like, they're his and he loves them. But my mom is very much like, all of the houseplants are like hers that she takes care of.
This resulted in a household fight, disagreement.
Wow.
People were taking sides, factions were being created.
The four of us?
Yes. And George is really loving the fact that we said, or that I said that he was like the plant master, so now he's rubbing that in Liz's face whenever he has the opportunity.
That's his new title.
Liz, I am sorry. I did not realize how integral you were to the survival of our plants.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything that you do.
That's nice of you to admit that you were wrong.
Another very serious piece of housekeeping. We've been getting some spam comments in our comment section from people pretending to be us. They upload like a photo of us. They make our names. And then they're leaving comments telling people to message them on like Telegram and other apps and like scamming people. It's not us. We will never, ever, ever comment and try to get money out of you. In the comments, we will never lead you to another app.
Yeah.
So do not engage with those people.
Yes.
I try to delete them as they come in, but I can't be looking at comments all day. All right. That was the housekeeping. Now let's get into the questions.
It's time.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
It's time
To talk
about
our lives.
All right, this first question is, what are some baby names that are on your absolutely no list? Shane, what are some names you'd want, but Hannah said nope to? Which I think is funny that they're asking you because it's a perfect question for you.
I picked it because it wasn't the standard, like, what baby names do you like?
Yeah.
That we've answered that. But I thought this was a unique way of asking. So do we have names that are, like, definitely a no?
I mean, there's a lot of names that, like, close friends and family members, like, names that we just wouldn't use. But I mean, and then some that I just, like, don't like names, but not, like, nothing specific except for me being like, I don't like the name.
Gerald? To the 9 Geralds.
I know.
To the 9 Geralds watching this, nothing against you.
That's not really
Just
nice.
probably not gonna name our kid Gerald.
I'm not gonna like pick names that I don't like because I don't want to offend anyone. But there's just names that I'm like, the name Gerald is nice, I think, for an older person, an adult. But the name Gerald for a baby, but you'd have to give it a nickname, little Jerry.
I just picked a name. I picked a random name. I have no feelings about the name Gerald.
Shane has no feelings about any name.
About anything.
Like, he's not, he doesn't really have a lot of, he doesn't care what we name our children. So are there any names?
That is not true.
It is true. If I was like, I really want to name them this, you'd be like, yep. I cannot imagine me being like, can we name our kid this? And you saying no.
Oh, no, I would prioritize your desire for it.
Although,
but if I had
but when we named Chloe, you were kind of a pain in the butt about it.
I did revoke some of your names.
So maybe that's not true. Go ahead.
Okay, names that I would like that I know Hannah will not allow. Freaky Deaky. Real-time Big Shot.
Shane named our first pet rat. He named one of them. Ratrophy Duck Fart. So if that gives you, and I let him name a rat, I named the other one Squirt. So if you have any,
Megatron.
This is the kind of names that Shane will come up with.
Fart Blaster.
Shane.
Okay.
Any real names?
Naming our children is going to be a fun process.
Yeah, it's going to be in the butt. All right, next question. Considering your relationship is so public, have you ever been in a situation where you were bickering or maybe even arguing, but had to be really sentimental and lovey during a public event? How do you guys handle awkward things like that?
So we have a specific example that is super cringy, and kind of just
so embarrassing. I can't really think of like arguing.
No, I think just generally, like we do a lot of speaking engagements and we attend events and things like that, and there have certainly been times when like on the way there we've gotten in an argument and we're not in the greatest mood, and we just have to be professional.
Yeah.
But we do have a very specific and embarrassing example of a time when this happened.
Mm-hmm.
So we were at a speaking engagement, and it was a conference, so we were there for multiple days.
Mm-hmm.
And while we were at this conference, one of our very close friends passed away unexpectedly. And obviously that really affected us emotionally. The whole conference is like a blur because we were so just shocked and upset. Mm-hmm. But one night of the conference, as we are kind of like processing this loss and like getting through it, we're out at dinner and we begin to cry. And we're laughing now because, we were able to get through it and like...
No, just that we began to cry sentence at dinner. This was a pizza place.
It shows you how, like, it was a really tough news that we were processing. And yeah, during dinner, Hannah and I were talking about our friend, and we just began sobbing.
Like, it wasn't crying, like, it wasn't like we were chatting and, like, wiping tears. We began. I don't do, like, cute crying. I'm either not crying or I'm sobbing. It was, like...
I'm like almost crying now thinking about it. But we were a mess. Like, snot dripping, like, eyes puffing
I was
red.
just, like, laying on your lap, literally just, like, sobbing.
Just, not something that you normally see in public.
No.
But we were kind of tucked away. Like, I don't think many other patrons in the restaurant saw us.
Yeah. And there was nothing we could do about it. It was happening. We were against a window. That's a very crucial part of this story. We were like facing a corner. No one could see us, but there was a window. And right during that time,
like mid, like like making noise, like it's not looking too good.
Oh God. God.
A fan of our channel walks by the window, does a double take, and then begins like they don't really realize that we're crying.
Yeah.
They realize it's us. And they're freaking out and like waving and like, oh my God, like outside the window. Our heads are like kind of down, like trying not to.
Oh, no.
Like just if we look up, they're gonna see like snot coming out of our nose. So we're kind of like waving and I'm like, hi, okay, thank you.
Oh God.
So we didn't really, we weren't able to pull it together. We just kind of...
No, the poor waitress that served us during that dinner, She must have dropped off, like, we ordered like 4 things and they came all separately, and the whole time we were just crying.
She had to think we were like breaking up. Or...
Yeah, I mean, it was more than breaking up. It was really
rough.
It was something.
So that's one example of a time when someone recognized us.
Something was happening.
We weren't in a great mood.
We were indisposed. All right. I used to work with a teenager with SMA, and his diaphragm was too weak to produce a proper cough. Shane, when you have a cold or have congestion in the chest, does Hannah have to assist you, or are you able to produce a big cough on your own? So Shane has gotten a stronger cough in the past 5 years since he has been on a treatment for SMA.
That's not why. It's because I've made it my resolution every year.
Oh, it's the New Year's resolutions that just come true.
This year I will cough harder than any year before.
Okay. So his cough has gotten stronger. He used to have, I guess we still have it in the basement, a cough assist machine, which is like a thing that goes over your mouth and it helps pull, like pushes air in and then pulls it out really fast.
It's essentially a vacuum.
Yeah, and it never really worked great for Shane. He hated it. He felt like it just got the stuff deeper in, and like it was a whole thing. So I would do like thumping, where I just like bang on his chest.
Chest percussion is, I believe, the medical term.
To try to like loosen stuff up. But now he doesn't really, unless he's like really, really sick, which hasn't happened in years, he doesn't really require anything, and he can get stuff up on his own.
I do use a nebulizer with albuterol when I'm really sick.
Yeah.
And that is just to help break up whatever in my lungs. But yeah, my cough has been pretty good lately. I mean, it still takes me way longer to move something than like Hannah. It might take her like 3 coughs, and it takes me 100.
15, yeah.
But, you know, compared to 5 years ago, I'm a coughing machine.
Wow.
Nowadays.
All those resolutions. All right. Do you think it would be harder for this relationship to work if Hannah had to get a job where she was out of the house for 8+ hours a day? Like, what if she was studying in college to be a teacher? Would she have had to give up on that? So I did go to college. Shane and I lived together for 2 years of my college experience. And during that time, I was also on the swim team, so I was gone for 8+ hours a day, every day for 2 years, and
I was fine.
It was no more difficult than now.
And prior to, you know, living together, I worked from home when I lived in Pennsylvania, and often went 8+ hours alone.
I mean, Shane's parents have always worked, so he was not like, he's never had someone with him all day.
Yeah, as long as I have food and drink within my reach, you know, for 8 hours, I'm fine. And I'm very good at holding my peace, so that's not an issue. But yeah, I'm self-sufficient once I have my laptop and computer and whatever that I need for the day. Yeah,
like me doing work here isn't that different than me doing work at a job. You know, we're still just doing our own things.
I will say, that like it is definitely a big benefit that we work together at home. Yeah. Because I can do a lot more with Hannah's assistance. So in that sense, it would be harder if Hannah was gone all day. I might have other people like helping out here and there. And I love that I can use the bathroom whenever I want. But yeah, it's fine even if she did have another job. Yep.
All right. This is the last question. From Hazel, age 7, big fan. Do you know any good knock-knock jokes?
Ooh, Hazel, thank you so much for watching our videos. We're really thankful for that. Knock-knock jokes.
I feel like this is Shane's territory. I'll let you bring up some knock-knock jokes.
All right, knock-knock.
Who's there?
A little old lady.
A little old lady who?
I didn't know you could yodel.
Good one, Shane.
Okay, one more. Knock-knock.
Who's there?
A broken pencil.
A broken pencil who?
Never mind. It's pointless.
That's a good one. I like that one.
And that is how we are ending our first video of the year.
Maybe this should be our new thing for the year, is we end every video with a joke.
Ooh, a knock-knock joke?
Yeah.
I could get behind that.
I think you could.
All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Our next episode of Your Mayhem Podcast comes out on Wednesday.
Yep.
Check it out.
We will see you on Wednesday.